Welcome to the review room, where truth and scenes are exposed.
No need.
She's running a fever, vomiting, and there's a lot of blood. Come to the hospital quick.
Damn her. I got her.
I didn't miss anything, did I?
Miss China reviews where truth and scenes are exposed. So today, people, let's get to this. Sisters season 9 episode 2. So today I'm reviewing episode 2, and this is going to be quick, people, because the whole episode consists of Karen being in the hospital, and it really wasn't, nobody else really had any type of scenes. Like, we didn't see Hayden, we didn't see the whole situation with Robin, we didn't see Gary or any of that. We are basically focused on Karen's situation right now, right? So the scene starts off with Zach and Andy in the car, and they're headed to the hospital. Okay, so they're headed to the hospital, and Zach is just talking to Andy because he's feeling a little bit nervous about what the message Fatima left, right? So he's like, damn, I wonder what Fatima meant by, things are not, things look bad, basically. Andy's like trying to console him, like, no worries, Cameron is going to be fine, and I noticed that Andy is the friend that tries to keep everybody calm, right? Andy is not the friend that is going to start thinking the worst before she thinks positive, right? So she is the positive thinker. Sometimes that's good, and sometimes it's like, girl, wake up, we need to do this another way, or you're not thinking logically, or you're always trying to, she might be the friend where you look at her and be like, girl, no, we need to do more. You know what I mean? Like, we can't do it by the book sometimes. So, or think, by the book sometimes, like, okay, yeah, but what if she's not okay? So she is the person who likes to think positively, and I think that's a good thing. But in some situations, Andy needs to get a little more aggressive, in my opinion, in her role. So they get to the hospital, and you already know Fatima in the hospital is running around trying to get things done. Fatima has been a awesome friend. Like, that's the friend I want. I want the friend where I'm down and out. I want her going around looking for every motherfucking doctor there is to make sure I'm good. You know what I mean? So I think that Fatima is definitely one of the friends who is going to go beyond for her friends, right? Just to make sure that they're going to be good. She's the person that's going to go to find a better doctor, or tell you about a better doctor, or tell you about a better place, or tell you about, she's that type of friend on the show, and it seems like outside of the show as well. So Fatima is looking for somebody that could really help Karen. As they're there, Danny gets to the hospital before Sabrina, and I'm like, well, wasn't they with each other? How the hell Danny get there and Sabrina not there yet? But okay. So Danny gets there, she comes in the room, and this was a very emotional moment as well. Danny goes up to Karen, and Karen is so happy to see Danny, and I felt that moment. The doctor is saying that everybody has to actually leave the room, but the nurse is saying everybody have to leave the room, but she's asking if Danny, what she calls her sister, can stay with her. So Danny was like, I'm here for you, girl, just hold my hand. And and Danny's another friend who I feel like in the show is the friend that's going to tear shit up, and she needs, if something is going on with her friend and she feel like you're not doing anything fast enough, she's gonna come and make sure shit is done, just like Fatima. Okay, so she's there, she's holding Karen's hand, and people might ask, I just want to say again, Karen is playing the hell out of this role. It's no way this girl is not getting the Emmy for this, because this girl, whatever award, she deserves it, okay? Because Karen is so very convincing, people, in this role. I cannot tell you enough that she is doing the damn thing. Granted, all of them are doing good in their roles, but Karen is like, I'm like, damn. I used to feel a little way about Karen, but now I'm like, Karen, my girl, man. She better not go out of this show. You know what I mean? Which people, I don't think Karen is, I think Karen's gonna survive. I don't think anything is gonna happen with Karen. I think she didn't really flatline. I think her pressure and everything dropped because they need to get the babies out, and she's bleeding. So, and the message behind this whole thing, which we know is the challenges we face in the healthcare community, which is hospitals, doctors' offices. That's not the only place. You know, people actually go through, we as Black people actually go through these situations, okay? So it's good to have a doctor who you can really trust. I mean, you know, that you may feel comfortable with a doctor the color of your skin. Okay, let me just say that. Okay, so because you never know, you know, what the motive is behind the doctor that you're seeing, the doctor and the complexion you're seeing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to, you know, make this a whole race thing online, but I get the whole childbirth thing. You know, this is things that happens. And you know, even when you're not going through childbirth and you're in a situation where you're in dire need of help and you go to the hospital, sometimes these things still happen. Aside from this being about childbirth, these things actually happen where they blow off what you're saying is wrong. You understand what I'm saying? Like if for them it's like, all right, I'm gonna check you, but if you seem like you fine, you could go home. Now I could have did that and went to like an urgent care or something. I came here because I'm really feeling bad, you know, like something is really, really wrong. So you know, we get this a lot. So I definitely understand the message behind Tyler Perry's whole thing with Karen. So as they're in the hospital, Karen is Fatima is now with Danny. Well, when Danny first came in, Danny is hilarious, okay? Danny comes into the hospital and the nurse at the front desk who has the bad attitude, she is still giving a hard time, but Danny is like, yeah, you don't want to play with me. She gave her the business, told her exactly what she needed to tell her, but that little firecracker nurse in the front, she was coming back with the, yeah, she was giving her attitude right back, right? So then Fatima comes because, and it's her and Fatima at the desk. So her and Fatima gang up on this girl so quick. I was like, yes, let's go. Let's get something. Tell this girl what the hell, you know, what the hell are you doing here? You know what I'm saying? So they quickly put her in check. And then they go to where Karen's room is at. And at that point is when where Danny sees Karen and they have that whole moment where I said it was good to see. After that scene, you have Sabrina, well, you have Fatima going around to look for a doctor, right? Because they already know Dr. Cruz is a hot ass mess, okay? They already know Dr. Cruz does not care, okay? So Dr. Cruz is somewhere for the last 2 hours, right? Karen's in there and she's still going through pain. They get the nurse to come in, the nurse cleans her up. Well, after that, Danny, after the ladies go and see Danny, Fatima is running around looking for a nurse or somebody to help Karen. The nurse comes in, she helps her. Then Fatima wound up seeing another doctor, which was Dr. Vaughn. Now, Dr. Vaughn, people, is a new cast member. So I know that Dr. Vaughn will definitely be on the show because he is a new cast member. It's 3 new cast members and he is Dr. Vaughn, and he is going to be a character on the show for the whole season 9. So we got to remember that he has a place on the show. So we have to see if he's going to be a love interest to somebody. And I'm thinking, is Karen going to be grateful to Dr. Vaughn and start something up with Dr. Vaughn? Or because he basically saved her life and saved her child's life, one of her children's life? Or is he going to be a love interest to one of the other ladies? Because he is going to be a love interest to one of the other ladies, but I don't know which one it is. If they didn't, it's not saying which one it is, but they said definitely he'll be a love interest. So Dr. Vaughn come in and he's one of the Black concerned doctors. He is the one that tells Karen one of her babies are stillborn, which one of her babies are dead. That's why she's bleeding and have a fever, and that he needs to, Dr. Cruz should take her for an emergency C-section and save the other baby and plus save her life. So Karen breaks down because she hears that, you know, one of her babies didn't make it. Okay, now everybody is saying, oh, she lost Zach baby, but we don't know what baby she lost, because yes, they were twins. They had a DNA test before the babies were out of the womb, right? So all they know is one baby belongs to Zach, and one baby belongs to Aaron. We don't know which baby is the baby that died yet. So everybody's saying she lost Zach baby, because the way Zach is reacting, that doesn't mean that she lost Zach baby. They're just showing that Zach may be worried that it's his baby that was lost, right? So what they would have to do is what I think they're going to do. So we're not going to find out what baby was lost until probably the very end of the season. I know for sure they're going to drag this out, people, so just be prepared for us to not find out which baby it really is. So now, what I realize is, and what I was thinking is, when people were saying that Zach and Fatima are going to break up for the first few episodes of Sisters, I kind of believe it now, because I think that Zach is going to be so emotionally depressed. Like, he's going to be so depressed because he really thinks it's his baby that didn't make it, right? So I think that how the drama is going to draw back and they're going to be back all in conflict is because either Karen is going to want the baby to be Aaron's, because she know now that, okay, I can make this work with Aaron and not have to be worried about Zach, because Zach is already having a baby with Fatima. Or Karen will say to Zach that maybe the baby is Zach and it's really Aaron's baby that made it. We don't know, but I know it's a plot twist that's coming on this situation. Clearly, it's a plot twist coming, okay, on this situation. I think that, will she resent Fatima or anything? I don't think so. A lot of people are saying she might resent Fatima because she didn't get her to the hospital in time. I'm like, wait, what? No. I think they're gonna have a connection, but I think deep down inside, I'm not sure if Karen still really wants Zach. She's definitely, it's gonna be a situation where she may say that the baby is really Zach's, okay? But we don't know, because it's already been drama with them, so I don't want to bring drama in it already, but they're gonna have some type of drama. They're not gonna let them just be cool. I don't see it happening, okay? So Fatima tells Zach that Karen lost one of the babies. Again, people, we don't know if this Zach baby that she lost. Okay, we don't know that. They have to take a DNA test to see with the baby that survived, who the baby belongs to. So they're gonna have to go through a whole paternity test all over again. Okay, so Zach breaks down, and people, he is the emotional king. Okay, he plays the hell out of being emotional. Man, he had me convinced. I was like, they are doing the damn thing for the beginning of season 9. This is good as hell. So he breaks down, and I love how Fatima is there for him. She's trying to console him and everything, and she's telling him he gonna be all right. The part that threw me was when Fatima's consoling Zach. Andy's like, come on, Fatima, we gotta go talk to Karen. Andy, give her a second. Her man, her fiance, is going through something. I'm not saying ignore Karen, because she hasn't been ignoring Karen. Fatima has been the person who has been there before they got there. So when Andy said that part, I was like, girl, let the woman console her man for a minute. So then we go back to Andy, but then we go back to the lady sitting down. All of a sudden we see Sabrina overhearing a conversation with Dr. Vaughn and Dr. Cruz. And Dr. Vaughn is telling Dr. Cruz, listen, you need to do something for this lady, because if not, she's gonna die, and her baby, the surviving baby, will die. He said one of the babies is stillborn. He told him, thank God, I'm so glad Sabrina was sitting there through that conversation, or hearing that conversation. So she runs back to the ladies, and she tells the ladies, like, listen, I heard Dr. Vaughn talking to Dr. Cruz, and Dr. Cruz Cruz is still saying he doesn't care. Basically, he doesn't care. She's not really in that much pain. And Dr. Vaughn said, yes, she is. She will not make it if you don't put her, if she doesn't do an emergency C-section. So Sabrina is telling the ladies this, right? So they like in a panic. Andy's suggestion is they take her to another hospital. Sabrina slapped some sense into her, like, girl, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. We in a blackout. It's traffic. We barely made it here. So why would you want to transport her to another hospital? That's not gonna work. So Andy was like, all right, let me make a phone call. At this point, people, I was like, damn, is she calling Robin? Could Robin come in and throw his weight around about being a lawyer or something like that? Please let her be calling Robin or something and make some shit happen up in this hospital like he did for her in the precinct. So I don't know who Andy's calling, right? So when they go back, she tells, Sabrina tells, when they go back to the room, they see, when they are headed to go back to the room, they see Dr. Vaughn again. Okay, now how they got to Dr. Vaughn, I passed this part. Fatima actually seen him, and she just went up to him and asked him, can he help her, front out, she's in dire need, and the doctor there is not helping her. And he kind of knew who the doctor was, and he said he didn't like the way that they did things in that hospital. So but that's how Dr. Vaughn got into the whole situation with Karen, because of Fatima, right? So they see Andy, when Andy and Sabrina are headed back to Karen's room, they see Dr. Vaughn, and they like, listen, can you help her? Can you just go and do what you're supposed to do for her, or do something for her? And he's like, listen, by law, I can't, I'll lose my job or whatever. And he was like, the only way to get her to do it, get me to be able to help her, is for her to request a new doctor. And so they get back in the room and they're talking to Karen, and this is so emotional, guys. Karen's crying, she's upset, she lost one of the twins, she's really hurt, and they're trying to she's having a conversation with Aaron and her mom at first, and then Andy and them come in, and as Andy and them is standing there, Dr. Cruz comes in and he act like it's no big deal, and they like, listen, Karen, you have to tell him you requesting a new doctor. Karen requests the new doctor. They damn near curse Dr. Cruz out. He leaves the room, and Dr. Vaughn comes in, and they're ready to get things rolling. But before he's ready to get things rolling, to get the baby out and get her in a safe space. But during the time that's happening, Karen's blood pressure and everything is dropping, and the scene actually goes off with her heart rate dropping, her blood pressure dropping, and she closes her eyes, and from what we see, it looks like, oh shoot, maybe she didn't make it, but she's gonna make it. I'm almost sure she is. I don't know if Tyler Perry want to change the whole show, or maybe Karen's doing something else, but I think that she will make it through this situation. So that was the end of the episode, people. I thought it was so good. It was so emotional. It was a very emotional scene, episode. Zach and everybody are doing the damn thing. The only thing, the Sabrina, it was a little part with Sabrina and Maurice, and it was kind of funny. They were talking about Rich or whatever, but I'm so glad they didn't include that with that episode, and this was basically based off of Karen. Now, again, people, we're not going to know who baby it is that made it, because both guys will have to take another DNA test. They would not know. Yes, it was twins, and they already got tested, right? They got tested when the babies were in the womb, but now one baby has not survived. So that means they have to see which baby did not make it by taking a blood test from the guys again. So either they're going to find out that both of the babies were Aaron's, or they're going to find out that the baby that's alive is Zach's, or they're going to find out the baby that's alive is Aaron's. But they're not going to know this, people, until they do a DNA test. So stay tuned. Before I leave, I would like for you guys to like, share, and subscribe. I'm almost at 1,000 followers. Please hit follow and like. It'll be greatly appreciated. I thank all you guys who watch my videos, and I will keep them coming weekly, every Thursday and every Friday for Divorced Sisters, which my last review for Divorced Sisters will be tomorrow, because their last episode was today. So again, people, thank you for sharing, for sharing and subscribing, and stay tuned.